Hey guys, welcome back to Weekenders on the Water. Today we're out here at the beach just north of Castillo de San Marco here in St. Augustine. No big deal. But anyways, we are here. We want to talk a little bit more about our Bimini trip. Give you guys a recap, answer some frequently asked questions. Anything that we've kind of heard since the last time that we went. We're going to cover all that today in this video. So stick around, check it out, hit that subscribe button, and let's go.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I just saw it too. It's back there. It's just a little shark. It may be a tarpon. I don't know. But yeah, it was way back there. What are you talking about on the other side? All right, guys. So like I mentioned, we are just down the intercoastal here from the Castillo de San Marco and St. Augustine. That's because we're currently exploring the area because we're having a great time today. But while we're out here, we wanted to talk about Bimini. So if you didn't know, obviously we just got back from Bimini about a month ago at the time of filming, maybe 2 months by the time you actually see this. Want to cover some of the most frequently asked questions about that trip, what you need to know before you go, kind of thing. With that being said, why don't we dive right into it? So one of the most frequently asked questions that we get is, did we organize this trip?
No.
We did not.
No, absolutely not. Too much pressure.
Yeah, we have organized a group ride in the past, just one small one, and it's a lot of work. So this trip was organized by Bahamas Challenge. It was actually done by the admins over there, Sean and Danny. Unfortunately, they have kind of left Bahamas Challenge, and I don't want to go into too many details about that, but they're no longer part of that anymore. There's also another group that goes called The Crossing. You can go check them out as well on Facebook. That's The Crossing Bahamas or something like that. I'll put a link to that one down in the description down below if you want to go check that out and do something similar. But no, we did not organize that ride. It'd be a lot of work, and kudos to Sean and Danny who did it 5 years in a row. That's amazing. Sean and Danny did this for free. They didn't charge anything for anybody to go, and basically, you know, while safety's not guaranteed, they did their best to help make sure everybody's safe. But of course, at the end of the day, everybody's an adult and everybody makes their own decisions. So we definitely recommend that you go with a group because it can be very dangerous. And people have gone alone. I would not do it alone. People have gone missing doing that. It can be very dangerous. I know it's only 55 miles, but it's 55 miles across the Gulf Stream. If something goes wrong, it goes really wrong, and it goes wrong fast. Do not go alone. You need some help. Whether that's additional skis, a boat is always a good idea as well. Along those same lines, make sure that you have enough gas to make it. Definitely recommend you bring at least 5 extra gallons. I prefer personally to bring 10 extra gallons, but that's also partially because our GTIs here have a 16-gallon tank, so a little bit smaller than like a GTX or a RXP or something like that. Ours only holds 16 gallons, so the extra 10 gallons I think is just better peace of mind. And my thought process with that is, what if you know, if you get all the way over there and they don't have gas, you need enough gas to get back home. That actually did happen to us last year, where we went and there was not any gas at all on the island. Luckily we had that 10 extra gallons because it let us run around, and then they actually got gas the next day. So if they're running out of gas, you're probably not going to be out of gas for very long, but I definitely recommend the extra 10 gallons. If you can carry it, it's well worth it. Plus gas is really expensive over there. We paid about $6.15 per gallon, and last year we were closer to $7 per gallon. So keep that in mind. It's usually about double, at least double what you're going to pay on land here in the US. So gas can be very expensive. With that, one of the most frequently asked questions is, how much gas did we use? And that's a great question. So we've done this 2 years now, and I can tell you that each ski on average usually has taken about 11 gallons to make it. So our gas mileage is about 5 miles per gallon per ski. So 55 miles, 11 gallons. Last year on the way coming back, because we were kind of going a little quicker, we went through 13 gallons. The boat, which I don't have here, but the boat that runs on a 1.8 liter Yamaha Jetski engine, Wave Runner engine, and that one has a 40-gallon tank, and we ran through 20 gallons on the way coming back. The way going over there, I actually burned through all 40 gallons just because of the engine troubles I had. So definitely want to make sure you got some extra gas. I'm so grateful. We took 37 extra gallons of gas this year, and we needed it. So that was a good call. Next up, and probably should have been first on the list, is safety. So make sure that you've got the proper safety equipment. You want some sort of EGHBFW, or we prefer the PLBs, a personal locator beacon. I'll put a link in the description down below where we picked up ours, the Fast Find 220. It's one of the most affordable ones on the market. There's some other brands as well. That just happens to be the one that I like, because you know, it's one of the more affordable ones. You can check it out. You can catch it on sale sometimes for around 200 bucks. I know that sounds a little steep. Some of the other ones go for about like 400, but you also got to kind of remember what's your life worth. It's definitely worth more than $400, I guarantee you. So definitely make sure you pick up one of those. Pick up a radio with an MMSI number, the GPS on there, so that way you can use that to call for help as well. The PLB will communicate to the satellites. The radio will communicate VHF radio to local boats. So definitely want to make sure you got ways to communicate while you're out there on the open water. In case you get lost, stranded, whatever, you're gonna be grateful you had that stuff. Also, I would recommend you bring a compass. If your jet ski doesn't have a compass on there, it's a worst case scenario. You point that sucker west, you're gonna hit the United States. Well, yeah, you can also use your phone. We have a couple apps that we like, Navtronics or Wavy Boating. Both those work pretty well. Wavy Boating usually has like free trials. You can get like 2-week free trial, which would be enough usually to cover your trip. And that works as well. Works in airplane mode, just off your GPS, so you have that as well. Keeping in line with safety, another one, not only for you but also for your ski. If you want to try to get your ski, your boat, whatever, back to the United States, you're definitely going to want to invest in some sort of tow insurance. So there's basically 2 big ones here in the US. That's Towboat US and Sea Tow. I think we're all pretty familiar with those. Sea Tow, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that they'll actually come and get you in the Bahamas. Towboat US, they typically only go 25 miles out, but it's based off whatever the local branch does, and the ones in Miami and Fort Lauderdale will go 70 miles out, which is enough to cover Bimini. But unfortunately, I've heard that they will not enter Bahamian waters. So you'll probably likely have to pay a local to take you about 3 miles offshore, so you're in international waters. And then, you know, so obviously call and arrange a pickup location, have a local tow you out there if you break down, and then you can get towed back the rest of the way with Towboat US. Next up is the cost. So we did a whole video of the cost breakdown. We'll link that in the description down below. That's from our first year. This year, things have changed a bit. So we went in June, just before the Bahamian government updated the entrance fees for vessels. So the time we went, it was $150 for a 3-month cruising permit. That's per vessel. We had 3 vessels. It's $450 just to get in. That was a ton. But now they've updated it to $500 per vessel, and that gives you a year. But there's all these restrictions about how often you can come and go. I don't know. I don't fully understand it. Don't pretend to. These rules are pretty new. But I just know that if we were to go now and do the same trip, it'd be $1,500 just to get our skis in and a boat. And I think they also charge you a $200 per vessel mooring fee, whether you moor or not. So even if you're at a dock, so tack on another $600, $2,100 to go for the weekend. That's just in fees. Yeah, that's before you spend all this money on gas, Airbnbs. You know, food is really expensive while you're there. Everything just costs so much more. It was expensive before. It's probably prohibitively expensive now. I mean, if you really want to do it, you'll find a way to make it happen. But there's always the value proposition, and I think you could do a lot better vacations for less money. So kind of keep that in mind. Also, you do not want to do this trip if you're not the sort of person that does your own maintenance. You have to have definitely some mechanical knowledge, because things will break, and you're going to be far away from basically everything else. You know, there's not a ton of resources on the island, so you need to be able to fix your ski, diagnose and fix your ski on your own. So definitely want to make sure that you're mechanically inclined, because when something goes wrong, you want to try to fix it. And you kind of need to be able to have a sort of a MacGyver sort of attitude about it as well. You know, you can't find exactly what you're looking for. And sometimes you got to go with just what you can get. I recall at one point there was somebody didn't have a battery. Their battery went bad, and they wanted to replace it with a lithium battery because that's what they had in their ski. And look, that's great and all, but unfortunately they don't have lithium batteries on the island, at least to this day. And they definitely didn't have lithium jet ski batteries on the island. So they went to the hardware store. All they had was car batteries. I tell you what, if it means I got to put a car battery in my jet ski to get home, guess what I'm doing? I'm putting a car battery in my jet ski to get home. Run some extra jumper cables, you could definitely make that work. You know, strap it down, put our clothes on top of it, whatever you got to do to hold it in place. You got to get home, you got to get home. So you got to have that kind of MacGyver sort of mentality to make things happen, make things work. Let's talk about weather cutoffs. So for our trip, the weather cutoff was 12-mile-an-hour winds, 2-foot waves, and that's for safety. Basically, on our trip this last year, we went, and we're supposed to leave on Thursday. We ended up delaying 1 extra day because the weather was past the limit, so we went on Friday. That means 1 less day in the Bahamas. Yeah, that sucks. But I tell you what, it was worth it because it was flat out dangerous to go the day before. They're calling for 4 to 5 foot waves that end up being 5 to 7 foot waves once you get out there in the jet stream. Whatever they tell you it's going to be, just imagine it's going to be worse. And when you're on a jet ski in the middle of the ocean, you definitely don't want to take your safety lightly. So 12-mile-an-hour winds is kind of where we cut it off. I mean, you know, personally, maybe if I were by myself, maybe I might push to 13 or 14. But you know, you got to keep in mind who you're with as well. You know, you've got so much invested in your skis, your equipment, the boat. Also, everything that you love in life is on those vessels. You know, wives, kids, dogs, all that stuff. No, I don't know anybody who's brought a dog, but basically, like, it's not worth it. Your safety, your life is not worth it. If you have to lose out on a day because the weather's going to be better the next day, or you have to leave early, you know, that's worth it. Don't force it if the weather's not right.
If you have to delay a day and you're in the Miami area, head on up to Peanut Island. Something down below where we actually did that when we were delayed. So I highly recommend checking that out. That was pretty cool.
And we'll put a link to that video in the description down below. Next up is, would we do it again? To be honest, I don't know. Christine's shaking her head yes. She's been telling me no for a long time. Yeah, like it's just so expensive now. I'm hoping that the fees change, that the Bahamian government figures out what's going on, because I think they're going to lose a bunch of money. Even though the fees went up, they probably think they're going to make more, but I think less people are going to go. We've done it twice now and really enjoyed it both times. Definitely memories of a lifetime. I don't know if we would go again. And like I said, also too, Sean and Danny have stopped doing their tours as well. So they're the ones that I would prefer to go with. But there's other options out there, like the crossing, where you can go on your own. Well, not on your own, where you can go with a different group. So would we do it again? Probably logistically, cost-wise is going to be a factor. And also too, it's a lot of stress. So both times that we've gone, we've had some issues with we've had some issues with mechanical issues. 1 year our ski was taking on water. This last year the boat, the water box fell off and was pumping water into the boat. You know, things we had to fix. You know, running out of gas the first year on the island. You know, there's all these, you know, is my ski going to sink? There's all these things that are just super stressful. And I mean, it's amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's periods of amazing bliss mixed in with just insane amount of stress as well. It's a lot of fun, but I think for most people it's kind of one and done. We happen to live in Florida, so it's not as hard for us to get going, but if the Bahamas challenge group with Sean and Danny were going again, probably, but without them, I don't know. You know, we'll have to think about it. So we talked about maintenance and mechanical issues. Keep in mind there is one hardware store on the island. We'll put a Google Maps picture up here, show you exactly where it is. Brown's Hardware, I believe is the name of it. It has very limited hours. It's basically Monday through Friday, like 8 to 5, I believe it is. And then Saturday they're open like 8 to noon. So if it's Saturday afternoon, if it's Sunday, you're out of luck. So if you need something from the hardware store, make sure that you make it a priority, because there's only one and it's very difficult to get in there at certain times. And I get it, it's a small town, small island, and you know, Mr. Brown, you know, he's got to take some time off for his family too. So but yeah, just kind of keep those hours in mind. Rapid fire, yes, they take US currency. They also have Bahamian dollars as well that's pegged to 1-1, so you can use either or. Bring your own cash. They do trade credit cards as well. You're probably going to get charged international fees if your credit card doesn't have that. So, and a lot of places it's difficult for them to take American Express. So keep all that in mind. Water, yes, you can drink the water. We drank the water the entire time that we went, both times. Perfectly fine, no issues there. Customs, yes, you have to go to customs. You do not want to get pulled over, and not having been to customs, that would be a bad day. You ever seen the show Locked Up Abroad? Don't do that. On the way there, we did see the Coast Guard come out. I think that they also had multiple reports of people like lost and missing that first day because of how bad the weather was. So the Coast Guard does come out there, and like I said, if you have that PLB, they'll find out where you are and come get you. Download the Customs and Border Protection app, the CBP Roam app, and that's how you're going to get back into the US, so you definitely need that. If you're using airplane mode while you're on the island, you can download the local area on Google Maps. They have an offline mode if you didn't know that, so that way you can search everything locally, save directly on your phone. And offline mode, definitely recommend that. As we mentioned in our video about feeding the sharks, make sure you bring some Costco shrimp to feed the sharks, because that was a ton of fun. That's actually one of our least viewed videos of this series.
My favorite one.
I think it's a tragedy. Christine obviously has feelings about it as well. But yeah, definitely when you're done with that, keep your fingers out of the water, because they still look like shrimp, they smell like shrimp, and don't want a shark to think that they're shrimp. That's going to wrap up this video here. We'll actually do one more video kind of recapping the Bahamas where we asked everyone what they wish they would have known before they went to the Bahamas. Will be people that went on the trip and subscriber responses, things like that. So we'll cover that all in one more video, so make sure you subscribe so that we don't miss out on that video. But anyways, with that being said, we're out of here and we'll see you next weekend.
Bye. Ukulele, my friend.
All right. But
No big deal.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. A little shark. All right. Anyways, we gotta get on with this video. With all that being said, you know, so it was put on by I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. So I don't remember who. And I'm not dropping names anyways, but somebody